Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Winnebago County's coroner pleads guilty on the same day he quits the job. We'll look at the deal that sent him to jail.
Local business owners are worried about the impact a proposed abortion clinic could have on their customers. Rockford leaders listen to their concerns.
And a Wisconsin business announces a new location south of the state line. It means more jobs for the area. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
Former Winnebago County coroner Bill Hintz pleads guilty to stealing from the county.
Hintz was sentenced to 6 months in jail. That's just one of the charges he admitted to. Hintz also pled guilty to official misconduct. Over several years, Hintz charged personal things like hotels and rental cars to a county credit card. He was also accused of stealing from dead people whose cases his office handled. Those charges were dropped. Hintz apologized to his family, the court, county officials, his office's staff, and citizens. Judge Joe McGraw says there's one word missing from Hintz's statement.
It really is betrayal of your oath of office. It's a betrayal of everyone who voted for you. It's a betrayal of everyone who supported you in your election. And it speaks to the wider problem in society why people are losing confidence in elected officials.
Hintz's wife, Michelle Hintz, is also charged with stealing from the county. She's due in court tomorrow. Bill Hintz will also be on probation for 4 years after he's released. He's paid the county back and will also lose $130,000 in his pension. Hintz officially resigned this morning. According to election code, Winnebago County Board Chairman Joe Chiarelli has up to 60 days to appoint a replacement. That person will serve until this November's election. The Democratic and Republican committees will then nominate a candidate to appear on the November ballot. The winner of that election serves as coroner until November 2024.
A former emergency animal clinic on Maury Drive in Rockford could be turned into an abortion clinic. Concerned business owners near the proposed clinic look to city leaders for help. They're hoping action can be taken before a clinic ever opens its doors. Plans by Wisconsin Dr. Dennis Christensen to potentially open an abortion clinic on Maury Drive in Rockford are not sitting well with nearby businesses.
We're going to have protesters up and down the street, parking. I have semis coming in and out of my parking lot. Some of the other business owners have stated that they already have had issues with protesters, and we don't even have a building permit for this location yet.
Alderman Frank Beach says he's received many calls from business owners on Maury and Morsay Drives who believe an abortion clinic would be detrimental to their business. Concerns about increased traffic, a lack of parking, plus daycare kids witnessing graphic signs have all been expressed. Beach says owners have every right to protect the integrity of their businesses.
We heard one of the ladies talk today about literally having to stand out in front of her business to ask people to not come up there so their clients could get in there. That shouldn't have to be.
City Administrator Todd Cagnoni advised business owners to contact police if protesters cause problems on their property.
My biggest concern is taxing the Rockford Police Department with this when we know it's something that they can stop as a city before it even happens.
So far, Christensen has not applied for a permit with the city, but the current ordinance for the property would allow for a medical clinic.
That we're going to be talking and meeting and trying to come up with solutions. I don't know what they are right now at this point in time. But I'll tell you one thing I do know. It's better to be proactive in dealing with this than reactive.
Business owners say they plan to work together and will seek legal advice.
Wisconsin police say a felon wanted in Winnebago County assaulted an officer. Police arrested 33-year-old Matthew Williams on several outstanding warrants. Last Saturday, Winnebago County officers responded to reports of a domestic disturbance between Williams and his mother. When they got there, Williams had already fled. Monday, Brodhead police made contact with Williams near First Center Avenue and 10th Street. During the arrest, he's accused of kicking a sheriff's deputy in the shoulder. Williams was booked into Greene County Jail on charges of obstructing, resisting, and disorderly conduct. He was also charged with 2 felonies by the Winnebago County State's Attorney from Saturday's incident.
Janesville police mourn the loss of one of their own. K9 Fred died last night. According to police, Fred had been living with melanoma cancer for the last few years. Alongside his handler, Sergeant Drew Severson, Fred served the department since November of 2015. Police Chief David Moore says Fred assisted in many arrests and drug seizures. A procession will be held to honor K9 Fred tomorrow morning. It will be in front of the Janesville Police Department at 11:30.
It's now been 2 years since Rockford's Family Peace Center opened. The Peace Center provides services to domestic violence survivors. In 2 years, the center's had contact with nearly 1,000 clients and their kids. Peace Center administrators also thanked their 25 partner agencies for making everything possible. The center is on North Main Street downtown, across from the Coronado Theater.
President Biden is stopping short of declaring a climate emergency, but he is calling climate change an existential threat. The president announced new actions to fight the problem during a speech at a former coal plant in Massachusetts. His plan includes a $2.3 billion investment to help communities across the country deal with heat waves, droughts, floods, and other extreme weather events. He says climate change impacts the country's economy.
Extreme weather disrupts supply chains, causing delays and shortages for consumers and businesses. Climate change is literally an existential threat to our nation and to the world. As president, I'll use my executive powers to combat the climate crisis in the absence of congressional action.
The president's actions come after Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia opposed his own party's proposal to combat climate change. A new business coming to Machesney Park should bring almost 24 jobs to the village.
ABC Supply announced it's opening a sales and distribution center warehouse. The property's near I-90 and Route 173, around 45,000 square feet. It will include a screened and outdoor storage area. Warehouse operations are expected to start in the first quarter of 2023 with about 22 employees. ABC Supply's headquarters is Beloit.
The federal assault weapons ban expired in 2004. Now, almost 20 years later, a House committee took up a bill that aims to ban assault-style weapons again.
Democrats say those types of firearms cause much more devastation. But Washington correspondent Alexander Limon reports Republicans are pushing back against efforts to pass more gun laws.
There are more guns than people in this country, more mass shootings than days in the year.
In a hearing, Congressman David Cicilline played audio from the moments a gunman opened fire on students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Cicilline called mass shootings a uniquely American problem, magnified by easy access to assault-style weapons.
These bullets don't just pierce, they explode inside the victim's body and decimate them. For God's sakes, parents in Uvalde had to identify their children via DNA sample because the bullets ripped their children apart.
Democrats are pushing to renew the federal bans on assault-style weapons and high-capacity magazines that expired in 2004. But Florida Republican Congressman Greg Steube said his time in the military showed him AR-15-style rifles are not weapons of war, as Democrats call them.
You are issued weapons that allow for fully automatic and 3-round bursts. That's already banned.
And Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan argued the Second Amendment prevents Congress from banning any weapons.
The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Plain and simple. It doesn't say the right to keep and bear muskets.
Perhaps sometime today our Republican friends will explain to us why their interpretation of the Second Amendment wouldn't prohibit us from banning the private possession of tanks or jet bombers.
Democrats hope the U.S. House will soon pass the proposed ban on assault weapons. In Washington, Alexandra Limon.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, good evening. Welcome back. We are over at Gene Davis's home here in Boone County, just outside of Caledonia. Wonderful weather evening for our fourth weather in your backyard. So the weather here these last couple of weeks have been just absolutely gorgeous. Tonight, no exception. I do want to talk a little bit here with Jane from Salomones North. You were so gracious to come out and bring out the food here this evening. Tell us a little bit about why you guys wanted to kind of partake in this.
So we love all of our customers, and you know, being a mom and pop shop, it's really nice to have everybody and be like so involved into the community. And so this is a great way for us to give back and thank everyone for just always helping us and being there for us. So
yeah, absolutely. I know, you know, everybody is so thankful, and we're very thankful that you guys come out every week. So, you know, if somebody is able to win, what are some of the dishes that you guys bring out?
So we bring pasta. Like tonight we have massacholi, our special salad, which is one of our signatures, and then of course our pizza you can never go wrong with.
Oh no, the pizza is good. And I think last week we had breadsticks, and that was a little treat for us last week.
Yeah.
So kind of, you've got, what are some of the dishes? You said you had the pasta here this evening. What other things did you bring out tonight?
So we have our lasagna, and then and then just our pizzas and our salad. So yeah.
Wonderful. Well, Jane, thank you so much for taking a little time to talk to me here this evening, and thank you so much for coming out, and for every week you guys coming out and providing the food for weather in your backyard. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And you know, it is a nice weather-wise as far as tonight goes. Let's take you with our SkyTrack camera here this evening. We had a little more cloud cover out there earlier today, but now we are starting to see more sunshine kind of poke through. It has been on the windy end, though. Winds have been gusting here from the west and northwest around 30 miles per hour. Temperatures, though, even with that westerly wind, our numbers today made it into the low to mid 80s. Satellite radar shows high pressure building in. Area of low pressure to the north of us. That's why we actually had some of that cloud cover. Had a couple of showers up to our north, but when we expand the view, things are now beginning to clear out here this evening. Water vapor imagery shows a lot of dry air coming in, so that dry air stays with us not only for the night tonight, but also into the day tomorrow. Looking at future cast temperatures, will drop down into the 60s here underneath that mostly clear sky. Now, earlier I did mention the chance for a little patchy fog and some haze, actually. There's been some smoke kind of picked up in the atmosphere from some wildfires up to the north, so we may have a little haze late tonight and then into the start of tomorrow. Tomorrow, temperatures will climb back into the upper 80s. Could see a couple of spots reach that 90-degree mark. I am going to add in a chance for an isolated shower thunderstorm going into the afternoon just as a cold front comes in. We've got a better chance for some cloud cover working into the day on Friday, and then we've got that chance for rain coming in once we get into Friday night and then into early Saturday. We do have a risk for a couple of stronger thunderstorms Saturday late evening and overnight, especially with that front sitting up to the north of us. When we look at those rain chances, you see an isolated shower to there late Friday into early Saturday. Strong cold front comes in Saturday evening. Temperature is warm ahead of that, but then those numbers will drop just a little bit. Could have some heavy rainfall and some gusty winds. So Saturday evening, Saturday night will be the time that we have to watch for that. Temperatures tonight down around 65. Tomorrow we're in the upper 80s, close to 90. When you look at that 7-day forecast, low 90s on Saturday. But guys, the numbers kind of cool off. We get a little closer to average and lose some of the humidity, at least for the early part of next week.
Now sports with Reagan Holgate.
Former Bears standout Eddie Goldman has announced his retirement after 6 seasons in the NFL. The defensive tackle recently signed with the Atlanta Falcons, but he informed the team yesterday of his plans for retirement. This decision comes just 2 weeks after the Falcons announced they were signing him. Goldman entered the league as a second-round draft pick for the Bears in 2015. His best season came in 2018 when he piled up 40 tackles and 3 sacks, starting in all 16 games with Chicago. He was released earlier in the offseason by the Bears. Miles Bridges pleaded not guilty to 3 felony domestic violence charges during his arraignment this morning in Los Angeles. The Charlotte Hornets restricted free agent has been accused of assaulting his girlfriend in front of their 2 children. Bridges' accuser went to social media after his arrest last month to share photos of her injuries. Under California law, a charge like this carries a max 5-year prison sentence with up to 5 years of probation. His next court appearance is scheduled for later in August. Bridges was the Hornets' leading scorer last season. He was expected to receive a pretty sizable contract this summer, but for his future in basketball, it remains in jeopardy. Today marks exactly 1 year out from the start of the 2023 Women's World Cup. It will be co-hosted by Australia and New Zealand, which is actually the first time ever 2 countries will host. Landmarks across both countries were lit up in colorful ceremonies to mark the countdown. The field expands this year from 24 to 32 teams. 19 have already qualified. The U.S. women's national team will be going for a historic three-peat and their 5th overall title. And LIV Golf takes another major champion, this time the 2016 Open winner. But the newest addition comes at a price for the 2023 Ryder Cup captain. Ryder Cup confirmed today that Henrik Stenson has been removed as captain for the 2023 Cup in Rome. The announcement came just hours before the Swede announced he was joining the LIV Series. His decision to join the rival tour means he's also giving up future playing privileges on the PGA Tour and the DP World Tour. The European Tour didn't mention LIV Golf in their statement released today, just that Stenson's role would be brought to an end immediately.
First Warning Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and more. Things are going to be pretty quiet here for us this evening. Skies will clear out. Temperatures down around 65. Tomorrow we're in the upper 80s, near 90 degrees. A little more humid, and then we've got some heavy rain potential going into Saturday evening.
All right, thanks, Candace.
Stay safe.